just wanted to hop on and chat a little bit. Is anybody beside me tired of certain things in the news or one orange person in the news? I think I'm just going to start watching. There are certain ones that I watch that, they put something on like Tabitha or Midas Touch or Adam Mockler or Lawrence O'Donnell, Roland Martin, but it's getting more than what I can, fathom. Because you see that he did this, he done that. This happened because of something he done or something he caused to happen. And it's, it's so depressing. So I'm trying to get more stuff on my timeline where it's a little more happier. I don't know, maybe more happier. You know what I mean. Something on my timeline that don't have anything to do with politics or what the man in the White House is doing or the Blue House or the Mar-a-Lago or whatever. Because there's always something against somebody. Because how can you feel good taking medical benefits from people? I was looking at something, a man said, he wear oxygen tank, and he was saying his medicine $20,000 a month. He only get $800 from whatever disability or whatever severance or whatever it is. He get $800 a month. Okay, they said small hospitals are closing. That means if there's an accident or somebody get really sick and you so far from the hospital, you might just get unalived because of having to drive such a distance for medical care. How can a group of people or a person feel good with taking food out of the mouths of children? Now, I know there's some people that get this stuff that shouldn't have it. And there are people that should have it that don't get it. So let me tell you something. People are saying, I can't get my son no pop. I can't get him his cookies, his ice cream. Why did she say, I couldn't get chicken to make my son a chicken dinner? Or I couldn't get the ingredients to make soup. It's getting cold there. Soup and chili and stuff like that. Where you got everything in one dish. Because I'm thinking about making some chili or some soup. I think I got somewhere I made them froze, y'all. But anyway, I digress. But how can it feel good to have people that, may get unalive because of the medical situation? They lose medical benefits. No, that don't feel good. And those that's making these rules and these laws and stuff, shame on y'all. Because y'all sitting up there. Somebody got to say this, y'all. Y'all sitting up there making all this money a year. And I think they get it even when they retire, y'all. We retire. My husband and I, we worked all our lives. I operated in-home child care for 20-something years, dealing with other people's children. I worked when I was 17, 18 years old, I worked at First National City Bank on Wall Street. Yes. I went to Ophir DuBois School of Charm. I was training to be a model. But y'all know what? Family come first. My mom got sick. I had to drop everything, come home because my dad at that time was a long distance truck driver. He still had to bring in the bacon. So I had brothers and sisters under me that still need to be cared for. I dropped everything that I was doing to come home and care for my ailing mom. And I thank God we had our mother with us till she was 90. Lord bless her to be 96 years old when she passed away a few years ago. I think 3 years ago. So family come first. So I worked other jobs. I worked at a bookkeeper at a credit union. I went back to school, got my degree with a young family, children going to school. I had to put things on hold for a few years, but I thank God I went back and got my degree. But these folks sit up there in Congress or in the House or wherever and feel good cutting people medical benefits and food stamps and everything. When y'all don't they get their medical free? But yet they want to cut what we get. If you get Social Security and they think that's enough to live on, y'all, they got it all twisted. They're the one, how would they like to? My husband and I, let me tell y'all something. I ain't ashamed to tell y'all, those girls up there talking about, they cut my food stamps. I was getting $700 a month food stamp. Honey, my husband and I work all our lives, work hard, putting into whatever taxes or whatever it was, they take out your pay. All these many years, we get $23 in food stamps. Yeah, we get $23 a month in food stamps. They started off giving us $79. They went down to $45. When whatever the government did for Social Security January 1st, which we can't see it, I don't know where it went, if they gave us anything, they cut it down to $23. So when I go to the store every month with that $23, let me tell y'all something. You want to learn how to stretch a dollar? Like Fred Merritt said on Lucy, for how he stretched a dollar and how George Washington and one on wink or do something he said they do. Anyway, that's when I get stuff like my oil, my margarine or butter and stuff. That's when I get stuff like that we don't use a lot of. So I might have some left from month to month because we don't do a lot of frying. We might fry fish or something like that. But anyway, how can people be so, I can't even find the words, y'all. I don't think there's any words. But how can people sit up there? They don't know what each household got going on. Yeah, maybe there might be some that's abusing the system, but there's some of us, we're doing all we can to keep our head above water. You know what? The gas and electric is going up like nobody's business. When it turned hot, we were still paying off $1,000 gas bill, y'all. I think for like 2 months. Because when the first month come and it's not really, really cold, you just turn it on enough to get the chill off the house. A bill might come in for $40, $50. Oh, yeah, go and pay that. Then the next month, it might come in and be $150, $175, $180 something. Then the next thing you know, it jumps up and you get a bill for $621. Ain't that much running gas in the world. Nobody here but me and my husband. No one is upstairs. So the gas heater upstairs, my husband keep that on low and sometimes keep it turned on just how the pallet light. Because if you don't, the furnace down here work too hard and the gas really would be high. The electricity is coming along. It went up when I opened that bill this month and I'm like, what? But y'all, they are scalping us. I saw a commercial or something on somebody, on one of the ads on somebody's video. Because, friends, let me tell you, when I come to your channel and you are monetized and you get ad, I watch all of your ads because I'm one day the Lord gonna bless me and get monetized, and I'm gonna want my friends to watch my ads. So, and one of them was saying the plants that are not built, the government has allowed the company to go ahead and start charging. What? Y'all know, but back in the 70s, Marvin Gaye asked what's going on, y'all. And Teddy Pendergrass told us to wake up. Are we woke? Do we know what's going on? I shudder to think that we don't know what in the world is going on. They are charging too much for everything. Now, they want you to pay this high price for this stuff, but they don't want to give you any more money in your salary. The government don't want to give us any more for retirement or disability, whatever we're getting. But you go to the store, this half and half is $1.99 for one pint. It just went up. At the Dollar Tree, this was $1.25. It went up to $1.50. Now, a quarter might not be much to you, but when you're living on Social Security, you got a fixed income, and they fix it real well, didn't they, y'all? You count every quarter. Because, you know, when I went up to the counter, and I started not to get the turkey chops, because my husband been saying, I'm going to the store and find some turkey chops. He wanted turkey chops. Well, I was in Piggly Wiggly today, and they had some. Well, when I went out to the counter, I said, well, I know what I got is more than $23 because remember, we only get $23 in food stamp. Y'all bless my soul. It was $19 and change, and I had $4.24 left from last month. Ain't God good, y'all? So I still got, I think, $7 and change. I'm gonna keep my receipt so I know. Well, I got it on my tablet, and I can look back. See, but it shouldn't be this way. You got people that got children. You got people that's disabled and can't work and got children, and the food stamp cut. What do? But these people, they going to dinners where a plate might be $1,000. Or they can go to the grocery store. They don't have to look at the prices. They can just go and say, oh, I want steak. I want chicken. I need this. I need that. And they don't have to look at it. And when they go up to the counter, you know, they flash their card and the clerk, the cashier put it in the bag. And then we got to go in there and we got to go, well, this is on sale for $2.99. And this is 99 cents, and this is, you know, you got to really budget. Honey, I had learned how to stretch $1 like nobody's business. You hear me? Cause, you know, Keith Sweat made a song and make it last forever. Whatever you know, the connotation there, we ain't gonna go there. But you can't make this, I can't make this $23 last forever, but I can stretch it. I can stretch it so it'll meet my needs. I've learned how to, the Bible tells you learn how to abound, learn how to abase. Y'all, I learned that, you know, we learn shortcuts for things. We learn how to make one thing do for something else. You learn how to cut corners. You learn how to look for a bargain wherever you can find it. But I'm telling you, how can one set of people be up there making laws or rules, whatever you want to call it, for those of the little people, those of us where it's not up there with the finery, the fine suits, the $1,000 haircuts, and all that stuff, and got somebody picking them up, bringing them to their job so they don't have to burn gas. You know, they don't have to burn their gas. So they can just ride all over town, live a lavish lifestyle. And those of us, we're like a turtle. We're trying to keep our heads above water. But you know what? The enemy come to kill, steal, and destroy y'all. Don't let him do any of that to you. If there's a way where you can make a dime into a quarter, learn how to do it. When you might cook corn today. I told my daughter, we get these boxes from the food program, and after a while, you're not going to get it. And she get nice stuff in her box. She get real ground beef and stuff like that, sausage and everything. So there's certain canned vegetables. She said, oh, we don't eat this. Or she got her 3-year-old grandson, who is my great-grandson, and she get like the mixed vegetables and corn and canned milk and stuff like that. And she said, he don't eat that. He can't eat if you don't cook it and offer it to him. Cook it. If he see you eating it, he will eat it. And even if it ain't good to you, act like it's good. Because you know what, baby? When these Republicans finish, I said, you'll be glad to get a can of mixed vegetables. Jazz it up. Make it taste good. And you might say, well, how can you make peas and carrots taste good? Honey, it would taste good. When your stomach is growling and your stomach is so empty it's meeting your backbone, peas and carrots will look like fried chicken or spaghetti dinner. You hear me? I told her, I said, if you only got a can of corn, a can of peas, some bread, eat the corn tonight, the peas tomorrow night. Because that would keep you from starving. Y'all heard me say this more than one time. My grandpa told me, God rest his soul, hey, Granddaddy Isaac, he said, if you got potatoes, white potatoes, rice, and beans in your cabinet or pantry, wherever, he said, you never go home. And you're right. And he was right. Because you can take rice, cook you some rice. And some people, when I was growing up, we ate our rice sweet, like a cereal. And that's how I ate it all the time until I got married and moved on the other side of the river. And everybody was eating rice like with salt and pepper, that kind of way. So I haven't had sweet rice in a long time. But you can eat it sweet, or you can put salt and a little bit of butter and margarine, whatever, and it's good. And I'm going to tell you, take you some potatoes, whether they're red or whatever, and cut them up in little cubes and drizzle a little oil. Because you can use, what's the oil? Olive oil. You can drizzle a little olive oil on it. A little coconut oil or something. And yes, you can use coconut oil on your food if you get the, certain kind. Now, don't get the kind that's for your face and go putting it on your food. No, don't do that. And drizzle and put a little onion powder, a little garlic powder on it, and just a dash of salt, a little pinch of salt, and you can put onion with it and roast those potatoes. My husband love it like that. So I know if I fry these turkey chops tonight, he gonna want roasted potatoes with it. So I'll probably fix turkey chop. I know he gonna want them fried, laid to the side with onion gravy, corn, and roasted potatoes. And roasted red potatoes, his favorite. But me having, being seen doctor for my kidneys, I don't eat a lot of, like potatoes and stuff like that, because your body turns that starch into a sugar, and my kidneys don't need that. But anyway, I will eat it sometime, but I don't make a habit of eating a lot of. But anyway, I got concerned because there's people losing their medical benefit. People losing food stamps. Now, I can understand about the Section 8 because some people will get in Section 8. Their rent could be $20, $30 a month. Then they let their old sorry boyfriend move in. No, that ain't what you do. You got 2 or 3 children. Now, if you're disabled and need to stay there for a long time, more power to you. But if you're not and you're able-bodied, get out there and work. Be productive. Show your children there's more to life than just laying around waiting for a handout. You know, I'm not in the workforce per se anymore, but I do stuff. I keep busy. I'm making something on my sewing machine. Decorating. Last year I went and subbed at a high school. I was a substitute teacher for a couple of months last year. Because I told my husband, I said, I'm going to save up money to pay our taxes. I saved up money. When it was time to pay the taxes, honey, I thank God we had it. And I didn't have to take it from the money that we were using to pay our regular bills because I had saved it from when I was subbing. But we need to learn how to do things to make life a little better. Now, everybody don't have transportation. Everybody don't have access to a computer or Wi-Fi. And I wish Wi-Fi was a little cheaper, y'all. I do. And you know what? It's just that it comes natural to people to take from folks, and they got all theirs supplied to them. How you do that? My daughter lost her job in January. Y'all know when you work somewhere and people supposed to be your friend, and my daughter was laid up where she had breast augmentation, her second one, because the doctor had to go back in and do something that he couldn't do. The first time he did her surgery, he said, I got to do too much. I can't do it all at one time. So he said, when you recover, I'll bring you back and I'll do some more. My daughter was cut from under one arm all the way across under her breast. I know this is TMI. To the other arm, y'all. And her job knew she was going to be out for extended length of time. She would carry all the stuff from her doctor to them. Do you know, this school fired my daughter for something they said she didn't do when she was not on the clock. She was out on sick leave, y'all. Now, you're going to come to work and work computers and stretching your arm out like that when you've been cut all the way across like this? She couldn't even raise her arms up, y'all. I was there with my daughter after her surgery trying to help her because she had to do so much of this packing, this stuff, and I was helping her do that. And she had her little grandbaby, so I was helping with that. I was cooking, had her in the bed, taking care of her, taking care of the baby. And, he would get sick, so I would have to hold him and do for him. I was making sure both of them had something to eat and everything, plus trying to take care of myself. Because I can't take care of no one if I'm not good myself. But they were saying this didn't get done and that didn't get done. Well, whoever was supposed to be the one that was doing it while she was out, how come you didn't fire them? But let me tell you something. They attributed something to her that she wasn't even there. And then people that were supposed to be her friend lied. Y'all know what? They wouldn't even let my daughter get her unemployment because they were saying she didn't do this and she didn't do that. I told my daughter, don't worry about it. There's a place in hell for all these people that stood there supposed to be your friend and lied. Yes. And that school, I subbed at that school. The principal did not make sure the dress code was abided by. I saw more spandex, more breasts hanging out. Yes, it did. More people, because there was boys and girls with their pants hanging down, because I had told a few, pull your pants down. Nobody need to see what color undies you have on. I sure did, y'all. I said that to a girl and thought she was a boy. And I apologize. I said, I'm sorry, baby, I didn't know. Well, if you carry yourself like a boy and I call you a boy, then what am I supposed to do? Ask you what your name is? And sometimes even that's not a giveaway. But anyway, so when it was time for her to get her unemployment, I guess they said she was insubordinate or she didn't do all her duties. Well, she was out sick. Okay? They blackballed her for getting her unemployment. Then when she put in for her appeal or whatever you call it, they sent somebody that wasn't even there at the time my daughter worked there. You see how people do? And that's the way they're doing up there in Washington. They're doing things and saying that you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And some of the ones that was supposed to have been her friend lied and told all grades of stuff. And some of them, I was there for months. Some of them, the stuff they done themselves. She didn't get this mail, and she didn't do this. And when it was time to do, and she was doing the job of 2 or 3 people, trying to be the assistant, the administrative assistant to the principal, and she was handling the subs. And I came in there with her when I was subbing, and I was helping her do the paperwork. Sometimes these people were supposed to be on the clock, and they weren't on the clock. How about people clocking in for other people? How about people getting paid for times when they weren't even there? How about that? How about people lying and can't get their lies straight? Okay? How about other husband and wives with other husband and wives that wasn't their husband and wife? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sunflowers. How about that? I told my daughter, I said, you should have got you a lawyer. I told her then, I said, write down everything. And see, when she had all this stuff in her email, she had stuff in her email, but when they fired her, they cut off her access to the email right away. So, see, I told her, I said, you should have been, y'all heard me say a lot of time, I keep notes. Y'all know what? I had me a little book, and when I was subbing, yes, I took notes. Today, this happened and that happened, and a fight in the hallway, more fighting around there. Like I said, I saw more spandex than I cared to. Boys and girls showing the honey, okay? The principal was not upholding the dress code. Yes, and let me lay this on you. Some of the ones that was teachers or whatever barely dressed better than some of the students. Yeah. You wouldn't think some on the way they were dressed, they were coming there to be a teacher or a sub. So why not? Nobody said I couldn't. Some of them come there just like this. You see this old, I seen subs come there. You see this old hoodie I got on? Some of them will come there just like this. Well, Friday with dress down day, you can wear jeans. But if you're going to wear leggings, wear a tunic or a nice long top on it. You know, there's a way. If you had to dress in this to come to school as a teacher. I remember when I was growing up, them teachers dressed like they were going to church, honey. They wore their heels. They might bought some slides to put on. You could hear them clear them heels when they coming down the hall. Excuse me. Click, clack, click, clack. And that's when you know, like she stepped out to go to the restroom. That's how you know she was on her way back. Because you hear click, clack. You hear them heels clicking. But y'all got to get deep into this. I told my daughter, get you a lawyer. It's not too late to get a lawyer. Because they did you wrong. She could have subbed in the school. Y'all know they kept her from doing that as bad as they need a sub. And my maid of my band, I'm not going that sub anymore. So I stopped even going, taking assignments. Y'all gonna do my daughter like that and want me to come back? Hell freeze over first, okay? Y'all know hell ain't gonna freeze over all that fire down there. Don't get me started. And then there was this person that, well, she was a friend with a lot of them out there, but one of them that was in the mod lab is in the job that she got now. Yes, doing all this talking and stuff and all this kind of stuff. I told my daughter now, when you go to another job, be careful who you rattle off to. Don't go there and make these friends, people supposed to be your district. Go there and make your money, do what they're paying you to do, and come home. Don't get buddy and friendly with nobody no more. Because you know what? The OJ said backstabbers. I remember when that song came out, my little brother, I think I'm 19 or 20 years older than my baby brother. He loved backstab. He said they died in your face. Backstabbers. That was, he used to tell me all the time that was his song. And my little nephew, I used to keep Casey and JoJo, what they call them, Jodeci. They had a song called It Won't. He would say, girl, can I talk to you? And he used to say that was his song. I kept my little brother a lot. I kept my nieces and nephews just like they were mine, y'all. I had my 5 and anybody else children that would come home with me. I had a friend. Before I had a daughter, I would bring her daughter home. It'd be family reunion. I have all 5 of my children, and back then I drove a station wagon, and it was when they were mandatory for the seatbelt. I had a carload of children. But anyway, y'all, I was just rambling. But that, I told my daughter, when you get a new job, don't go there being buddy, and all friends with this one. Be friend, be cordial. Don't get me wrong, be cordial. But go to work, do your job. When time to go home, clock out, say, I'll see you tomorrow. Or whatever the day is. And that's it. So the one that did all this so she couldn't get her stuff, that's all right. Go. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, my phone rang. That's all right. There's a hot place in hell for all those that contributed. But you know what? God's still in the blessing business. She ain't lose nothing. She had a friend help her with her rent. We helped her as much as we could. And I thank God she starts a new job next week. So, you know what? But those that did her wrong and backstabbed her, yeah, you see it. Okay? All right. Don't take no wooden nickels, okay? Okay, y'all, to the next one, bye. Please like, share, and comment. Bye-bye. Leave me some comments, y'all. Don't be scared to leave a comment. Okay. So this is Grandma Rambling. I haven't did one in a long time, so I rambled on. So leave me a comment. Baby, wherever you are, keep your eyes open. Because we don't know what's coming down the pike. I've been telling y'all, That's another video. I've been telling y'all to prepare. It'll get worse before it get better. All right. Bye-bye.